All right, good afternoon everybody. So I wanted to make a real quick little little video here on castor beans because I see that a lot of you guys have been growing them lately, and they're an awesome plant for your food forest because if you want to establish a lot of shade and a lot of humidity really fast, well, these things will grow just as fast as a moringa tree, if not faster. So this one here, all these were started from seeds, and I actually ended up cutting this one down because this one kind of gave up the ghost. And they seem to give up the ghost at about 3 years on this property, maybe 3.5 years. And by that time, I'm kind of done with them anyway because they've already established the area in which I allowed them to grow. So it's pretty much time for them to go at that point anyway. But I wanted to let you guys see these and see how big that they do actually get, and that these castor beans, even though these are technically an annual where it's colder, down here they're a perennial, so they're going to keep growing. What ends up happening on these is they grow really well for the first couple of years. They're going to get nice big leaves, and then as it gets hotter and they stretch their canopy, those leaves will start to get smaller and smaller every time, which exposes more of the trunk, and then they usually end up cooking in the summertime. So if you want to keep them really looking good, you want to keep them trimmed back and not let them get so big, because they'll get as big as a tree, as you can see by this stump here. So this is a castor bean. Look at the size of this trunk. I mean, that is pretty much an official tree, and I dug it up by the roots so that you guys could see what kind of a root system that these castor beans will get. I mean, look at this big woody support branches, and normally it would have a tap, but it looks like this one probably split its tap into 3. That would be its kind of official tap right there. But you see all these side structure roots which actually keep it upright when we get these bad windstorms, especially from the monsoons. But he's doing pretty good. And what's cool about this one is you can kind of see some of the mycorrhiza and some of the fungus that's attached to the roots of this guy along the sides here to self-feed itself. So this is kind of a neat example. But yeah, this is a castor bean, and that's woody. I mean, that's his. Let me see if I can clunk this thing down. Like, that's official. Like, that's a strong woody plant at this point. So they get this woody arms too. So yeah, these will become pretty official trees if you let them. But yeah, I wanted to point that out on castor beans real quick because everybody's growing them, and I don't know if you in fact know how big they'll get here. So they'll get huge. And this is kind of a smaller one. This has got a really good sized trunk on it too. I've got some in the back here that are much larger than this. But like I said, they last about 3-4 years for me here. And I'm done with them at that point anyway. So, all right guys, that is castor beans. Have a good evening.